As with our challenge scans coming up, we thought it would be a good thing just to take you guys through a little bit more in depth of what your scan actually means and how we calculate your calories, just to give you a bit of understanding of kind of what your scan entails and how we can use that to kind of then tailor the best plan for your nutrition and your training plan.
So with your scan, there are a few categories that we're looking at. They are your muscle mass, your percentage body fat, and your visceral fat. They're the three main things we're looking at. We're not paying too much attention to the weight of the actual scale.
And then from there, what we like to look at is how we like to work out your calories is go off your BMR. So you'll see a number on that top right-hand corner. That is your BMR. That is the amount of calories that your body needs to walk, talk, breathe, sleep, basically to live. We times that by how active you are, how many sessions are you committing to, how many sessions are you getting in over the next 45 days, and then we put you in a deficit.
So for your scan, if we're going to go up, let's start with the muscle. With your muscle on your scan, we're looking at the skeletal muscle mass is sitting in a normal range, and for most people that is sitting between an 85 and 115 in terms of kilos for muscle mass. Over here I can see this person is 35%. So yours would probably be fairly similar there. You can see it's in the normal range, and that's what we're aiming for, either normal or slightly over. More muscle mass is going to help you burn fat, and it's fantastic for longevity, particularly aiding with bone and muscular health throughout your life. The next one we're looking at is the body fat percentage. So if we come down, we're looking again at a normal range, which for most people sits between an 18 to a 25, depending on your gender as well. As you can see in this example, our person here has a 14.8% in body fat. So sitting just under that normal range, this person is very athletic and is training like an athlete at the moment. So your percentage body fat, we do want to be around that normal range because it's optimal for our hormonal health. However, if you're slightly under, you can take your life circumstances and your goals into a factor as well. So as long as it's not sitting at the high point of normal and over, aiming for that to come down is a good score to have.
And then the last one that we like to look at is your visceral fat level. So that's how much fat that you're carrying around your organs. So we're thinking our middle to waist section here. On our scans, we measure from 1 to 10. So if you're above that 10, you are kind of pushing that boundary. So we like to look at it to test to see if you're between that 4 to 8 mark. So bringing that right down. So again, making sure we're getting our training sessions in, making sure we're looking after our nutrition, tracking our calories. That's going to help to bring that number back down to a healthy normal range.
In terms of looking at your calories, how we calculate that, the top right corner, we have our basal metabolic rate. So that is the calories, as Lauren was saying, if you're sitting on the couch and doing nothing all day, that's what you're going to be burning just to keep you alive. If you're I call it your coma calories, so just to keep you ticking over. Because we're active, we're picking up the kids up from school, we're going to work, we're doing our gym classes, you've got your total daily energy expenditure. And this is the number that we're going to use to subtract our calories from to put you in a deficit if your goal is, for most people, they're wanting to lose a bit of weight or lose a bit of body fat. This person over here, they're sitting at 2628 for their total daily expenditure. This is where we're going to minus 500 calories. So 2628 minus 500 gives you your total overall calories.
So in terms of when we come to our total calorie goal for our next 45 days, what we then like to do is break that down further into how many grams of protein, carbs and fats that we like to have. So each person should be aiming for 2.2 grams of protein per 1 kilo of desired body weight. So if you're aiming for 70 kilos, you're aiming for 140 grams of protein. So most people don't realize that you need to be hitting your protein goals consistently, not just a one-off, here and there. Every time you eat, you need to be including just a small amount of protein grazing throughout the day.
And keep in mind when you are measuring your protein, if we're weighing it in terms of calories, say a piece of steak, 100 grams of steak is about 30 grams of protein. It's not the other way around. So 100 grams of steak isn't just 100 grams of protein because it's made up of fats, minerals, and proteins as well. So making sure that the protein component is what's measured.
Guys, if you do have any questions about your scan or any of your scan results, please feel free to reach out to either Beth or myself through either emails or give us a call just to answer any questions that you might have.